I am your host, Vegetable Bread, and it is time for another Slay the Spire stream. I actually don't remember which character I did last time, so let's take a quick look at the run history. Oh my god, I was trying out something where I was trying the 1 health modifier with on A20 and seeing if it was even possible at all, and got killed by jawworms repeatedly, which was upsetting. It looks like the last one I did on stream was Watcher, so we're going to start with Ironclad. Let's go. Alright, upgrading a card is pretty nice for Ironclad. You get to upgrade your Bash to do 10 damage and apply 3 vulnerable instead of 8 and 2. Upgrading a common relic is always really nice. There's a bunch of really good common relics, like Oddly Smooth Stone and Vajra, and I think like Anchor is a common relic too. Happy Flower, just a ton of good ones. I do really like obtaining a curse for 250 gold if there is an early shop on the path that I naturally want to go on. The path that I naturally want to go on usually has 3 fights and a fire before the first elite. It's a little bit hard to pull that off here, since the first elite is this one if you want to get multiple elites in the act. Otherwise, you have to wait until really late. So we're definitely going to be going like at least to here, and then we can either choose to take the shop or the fire if we're weak. I suppose we can also go left, and if we're like at max HP, but think we're going to lose a lot to the elite, we can go fight this elite and then heal. But then we are forced into a later elite. Whereas here we can sort of dodge out and take these question marks. So not like a super convenient early shop. Sometimes the curse isn't too bad. The sort of like classic worst case scenario curse is normality. But even normality is actually not a disaster for a floor 1 character, since you're pretty unlikely to need to play more than 3 cards anyway. So actually the worst case scenario for a floor 1 character is like Pain or Regret, one of the ones that does damage to you. Or the Curse of the Yelling Kitty, which does damage to your mind. So yeah, so I think there's a pretty reasonable case for random common relic and for 250 gold. I don't generally value the upgraded cards super highly, because if the first elite is Lagavulin, you're forced to wake him up with Bash. It does too much damage to keep him asleep. We're going to go for the 250 gold. We probably want to go to that shop, and the curse probably isn't too bad. Yeah, injury is like barely even a curse. It doesn't even have innate or anything, so we can probably just leave injury in the deck if we want to. Maybe get a voodoo doll or something. Alright, here's one of the floor 1s that was killing my 1 HP characters. There's just no way to block. You die. So we can either Bash Strike to block for 6, or we can double defend to block for 10. They're not weakening me, so 1 strike is going to be able to kill Spike Slime next turn. So I think I'll go for that one. Alright, we've taken 5 in the fight, so we're technically still healing. Unless he does 1 more damage to us. Alright, this weak wears off next turn, and then we get 2 strikes and kill him. Great. Alright, not a great fight, but not bad either. Pummel's nice. Pummel, like, strength scales, and that's pretty cool. But it's not good against, for example, sentries, because it just does, like, it's a 1-mana card that deals 8 damage until you get strength scaling, and it exhausts itself, so you can't really rely on it for long-term damage. The boss is Automaton. So actually, an attack that exhausts itself is kind of good against Automaton, because there's long portions of the Automaton fight when you're not really allowed to attack him freely. It's certainly better than Clash, and it is an attack, so I'll take it, because it's really important to get attacks early on. Speaking of getting attacks in early on, I think we want to do 12 rather than 9, while we have Vulnerable up. I don't think that probably we're going to win this fight taking 0 damage, because we'd have to block for 11 next turn, which we'd be unable to do with 2 cards. So I'm going to get the 9 damage for 1 health here and kill him next turn. Alright, almost up to full health. Pretty happy to find a Headbutt. Thunderclap is also an option. We don't really have anything that has Headbutt synergy. The only cards we've added to the deck are a Curse and a Pummel. But nonetheless, Headbutt is quite good. Thunderclap is also okay, but I think Headbutt's the pick. We'll definitely take a question mark because we're planning on going to this shop. Well, that's not what we wanted. I guess I will remove the Curse, though. Since it doesn't increase the cost of my shop card rewards for later. Okay, so we're going to Headbutt something back, probably. We could just bash Headbutt Potion. The potion sort of saves 7 health and does actually quite a bit of damage. 14 damage. Yeah, I got like that. We have to be a little bit careful, because if we kill him without taking any damage, we're wasting 3 of our healing. But I think it's pretty unlikely that we kill him without taking any damage, even though we're starting out really strong. We'll go ahead and pummel and let him hit us for 2. This basically guarantees we have lethal next turn. And we're only going to waste 1 healing. Ooh, spot weakness is quite nice. We definitely need... strength scaling is really good with Ironclad. It's good against Guardian, as depicted. Oh my god. It's just good overall. We also already have a pummel, so we're already set up to do some strength scaling. Get in the deck. Alright, here we go. We found the shop. A lot of really good stuff here. Frozen Eye pops right out. We can't afford Frozen Eye and Inflame. So if we pick up Frozen Eye, we'd have to pick up an Inflame later. But we already have strength scaling, so we're not like super desperate for Inflame. If we buy Frozen Egg, we've only got 50 gold left. Good morning, Akiran. What are you blaming me for? I haven't done anything. This run's fine. So we could probably buy Frozen Egg Ghostly Armor. I quite like Ghostly Armor, and it's not really particularly good for elite fights like we're about to go into. But it's good for Automaton fight. It's also not terrible against Lagavulin because you don't play it and then it goes away. So I think I quite like Frozen Egg and Ghostly Armor. Alright. It is Lagavulin. We will save the Ghostly Armor and wait on the other 2. Actually, maybe we want to wake him up now even though the damage is terrible. Just to make sure he's awake for our spot weakness turn. I think I would rather wait for Bash, though. We can spot weakness later when he's awake. Okay, so this turn we develop Bash, and then we wake him up next turn. Not a great wake up. Let's go ahead and use the Power Potion. Um, we can get an extra card next turn. We could have used Berserk on turn 1, and then the vulnerable would have worn off by now, which would be pretty cool. But I'm unwilling to be vulnerable against Lagavulin here. We would only be vulnerable for 1 turn, and 4 energy is not terrible. Yeah, I don't hate it. I think I will actually restart the fight though, because it's pretty clear that if you're going to Power Potion in the fight, you should Power Potion on turn 1. I guess maybe this is cheating, because okay, so it could be Demon Form is the reason why you do it on turn 1. But I didn't know that my Wake Up was going to be bad, and part of the reason I decided to Power Potion is because I knew my Wake Up was going to be bad. But whatever, I'm going to do it. Okay, so we've got Berserk. We can wait for the vulnerable to wear off and wake him up. Okay, set up Bash. Alright, we got 4 energy, but not enough defense to go around. So we're taking a bunch of damage. So now we can spot weakness and get that rolling. I think we'll go ahead and just block for 15. We're outscaling him, so we can afford to wait a little bit. We're definitely going to bash and definitely going to pummel. Seems like a bit of a waste to Ghostly Armor. So I'll go ahead and just get in a strike. I'm not going to miss a strike here because they do 10 damage. Maybe that's a mistake, because I am guaranteed to get 2 strikes next turn, which is lethal. Yeah, I could have blocked for 3 more. It's not a huge deal, though. That was a mistake. I'm supposed to pick the card before I'm actually going to restart the card reward. Because I probably will pick one of these skills, and I would prefer to have an opportunity to upgrade it. Disarm is really good against Guardian and really good in general. So I think we pretty much just pick this. And it does not get upgraded. We could fight the light. We're about to go to a fire. And then we go like to this elite. Good upgrades are disarm, pummel, headbutt, spot weakness, bash. There's a lot of good ones. And even if it hits like 2 strikes, I'm not super upset. Alright, we'll do it. Okay, I'm a little bit upset. Not super upset. Bag of Prep is excellent. We got another upgrade. Might be time to start removing strikes, just because we've gotten a ton of upgrades. We know it's not going to be Lagavulin though, so I think upgrading Bash feels pretty good. Maybe we want to upgrade Spot Weakness though. Yeah, I think upgrading Spot Weakness to increase our scaling is more important than upgrading Bash. Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Lagavulin. I'm not sure if we wanted to get Spot Weakness on turn 1, but we did not. We're going to let Ghostly Armor expire and just do the damage. Pummel does more damage than Strike, but then if I don't pummel, I can pummel later. So we're missing 2 damage to keep a pummel in the deck. I think that's pretty reasonable. You definitely need damage later in the fight. I think we're just gonna bash Strike. I'm not super wild on giving him strength. Disarm doesn't work because he gains 3 and loses 2. We can defend here and hope that we get lethal next turn, but it's not by any means guaranteed. we're going to have trouble surviving next turn no matter what. So maybe we just defend just because. Let's see, is there a way we survive next turn? Other than killing him? We don't have any upgrade. Oh, we have one upgraded defend. So if we play the one upgraded defend next turn, he's hitting for 24 again. So he's doing a total of 48 plus 5 is like 50 some damage. Yeah, there's no way we survive next turn. So we can go ahead and defend here for the 1 health. Because we have to kill him next turn no matter what. Yeah, and we did. Good thing we saved that pummel. Okay. Happy Flower is nice. Corruption plus. I guess everything's going to be plus because we have Frozen Egg, but Corruption still. Corruption is a bit of a curse right now, but we can pick it and then build around it. And hopefully we don't get killed by louses. Let's go ahead and take the strength, and then we could probably pummel one to death. Yeah, we can. We can pummel any of them to death. So I'll take the strongest one. Introduce him to his maker. Now we get to choose either to strike one or to disarm one. If we disarm one, we take 10. If we strike one, we take 12. We're probably resting at this fire. I think we take less in the fight if we... Oh wait, a strike kills one. That blocks for 6. That's strictly better. So it looks like we get to take a net 0 on the fight, thanks to the upgraded spot weakness. Got a chance at a second spot weakness here. If we're going to be a spot weakness deck, I don't mind having a second one. Could take like a wild strike instead, but I think I like spot weakness again. We ended up taking no damage in that last fight. I was expecting to take some when I said I was going to rest. I'm not sure if the Smiths are good enough, though. Yeah, I think the Smiths don't do enough. They'd probably take Disarm. Disarm Smith is actually pretty good. Okay, I will take Disarm. And then hopefully we don't die in this hallway fight. We could Corruption, and then Spot Weakness, Disarm Ghostly Armor. And still double strike. Okay, I like that quite a bit. This fight's not going to be long enough with a turn 1 Spot Weakness that we really need to keep those around. Train sounds! I guess we're playing all the cards, but I guess he's dead. Cool, 0 damage. I'll take it. Heavy Blade, we've got some pretty good scaling for that. Definitely wouldn't mind having a non-exhaust strength scaling card since we have 2 copies of Spot Weakness. Okay, fine. You're in the deck. Can we survive this fight with 27 HP and these potions? I think we probably can. We could upgrade the other Spot Weakness or Heavy Blade. We probably want to get Heavy Blade upgraded. Let's see. Do we die to his his big attack on his second turn? We have both these, which both probably block. So I think probably we don't die. So I'm gonna upgrade Heavy Blade. Plus we've got turn 1 Bag of Prep, so we can most likely break him on turn 2. It's kind of an unfortunate spot weakness. We could spot weakness and headbutt it. He does attack next turn. We are also Happy Flowering next turn, so we've got a little bit of extra energy. Seems a little risky. We can just go ham with attacks this turn, and then Liquid Memory is the spot weakness next turn. Or we could Liquid Memory is the Heavy Blade. That seems like a pretty good idea. Okay, so this turn is spot weakness, headbutt, heavy blade, or double strike because that does more damage, and then we liquid memories back the heavy blade after getting a spot weakness next turn. I guess it's just one strike because we have 3 energy this turn. I was thinking about myself as a 4 energy deck because I have 4 energy next turn. Ooh, we got both spot weaknesses. Wow. Let's see. So we'd get up to 7 strength, which means this does an extra 35 damage. So yes, I think that's going to be fine. Looks like we can fit in a disarm here too. We could also do a pummel if we would like. I guess we could just not use the potion and pummel him to death. That does break him. It's 36, whereas we need 31. We do lose the pummel, and it does less damage than heavy blade. I think I like getting the disarm down though, before he changes shape. And now we can save pummel for when we have even more strength. Defend plus. Putting in some good work here. I think we hold the other attacks. We're going to scale up really quickly, and currently this is a perfect fight. We can double defend to block out, or we could ghostly armor. I guess we're going to ghostly armor either way. And then I can fit in a strike plus with no damage. He's stacking for 8. Poor guy. Yeah, we can bash heavy blade him here. It's pretty brutal. It's definitely in 50 damage. He's vulnerable, so this is 13 times 3. If we spot weakness, it goes up to, let's see, 12 plus vulnerable is 18 times 3. 18 times 3 is lethal, right? 18 times 3 is, oh wait, no it's not. It's like less than 60. But then we could also headbutt. What I'm saying is I could scale pot to keep this a perfect fight, and then 18 times 3 plus, what would this be? This would be 19 plus 9 is 28. 28 plus 18 times, oh, it's 18 times 4, so it's, sorry, it's 18 times 4 is 40 plus 32, which is 72. So it is lethal. Is it worth the skill pot to prevent the 8 damage coming back? We're about to heal. Yeah, I think that's greedy and wrong. I don't think it's necessary to have a perfect boss fight here. That's just a score consideration. The skill potion is worth more in Act 2. Huh, I did all the math right. Okay. A lot of great options here. It's probably immolate. We have disarm plus, so exhume is quite good. Double tap's a little bit worse than normal because we already have corruption. I think we take immolate and hope for Snecko Eye. Snecko Eye is really good with corruption, although corruption plus has no upgrade with Snecko Eye. But it's still a 2-cost card. Immolate's just also insane, and we have no AoE. I think we'll grab the immolate here. Alright. So we get 2 energy relics, no Snecko Eye, or an Astrolabe. We have done a lot of upgrades already. The only one we really need is spot weakness. And even then, we don't, it's not like 100% necessary. It'd be nice to get an Immolate upgrade and a Pummel upgrade, but it's not like super critical. We've already got Heavy Blade. Bash would be nice, but yeah, we don't really need upgrades. So I think we probably take Fusion Hammer here. Astrolabe's kind of neat too. We get to get rid of all the unupgraded strikes and only keep the upgraded ones. We do have Corruption, so Astrolabe can give us cool upgraded skills that we can play for 0. Astrolabe's pretty decent for Ironclad because there's not very many just garbage cards. There are a couple though. There's like Seeing Red and I guess that's all I can think of. I don't generally take Busted Ground unless I'm forced into it. I will take Busted Ground if the deck is already like has a clear path toward killing the heart, because Busted Ground prevents you from finding a clear path. I'll also take Busted Ground if I have a Question Relic or something. We don't have any cards that can be upgraded an infinite number of times. We don't have any Searing Blows. So yeah, I think it's probably Fusion Hammer. Obviously, Astrolabe can be better, right? Like, you can come up with a situation where Astrolabe's the best relic in the game pretty much any time. Or Calling Bell, I guess. Astrolabe versus Calling Bell. It's kind of a tough call. Which one has a better best-case scenario? It's probably Calling Bell. But I think with like Fusion Hammer here, be pretty happy about it. We also don't have a Reaper, so we're probably going to end up resting a lot at rest sites, or at campfires. Okay, we want to avoid these shops. We don't have quite enough money. The only late shop is over here, though. We're probably going to want to visit that. And if we do, we only get 1 elite. This guy or that one. So maybe we just don't care about shops. But even then, the only way to get 3 elites is to fight the Mega Elite, which seems scary. And if we ever fight this elite, which is appealing because he's right after a fire, we're forced into another elite. We have to go one of these two. So that seems a little scary too. There is no elite dodge. We are currently already forced to fight one of these 4. So I think we probably just want to fight 1 elite this act and get this late shop, which is a little bit lame, but whatever. And in order to do that and get this fire, we will go on this right path, dodge the shop. Got some pretty good damage in there against Chosen. I will gladly headbutt and immolate. I guess we have too much energy. We're wasting 2 here. I don't want to play Corruption because it shuffles a Daze in the deck and we're pretty close to killing him. We want to maximize our chance of drawing Immolate again next turn. Oh wait, it wasn't a chance, it just was put on top of the deck. Yeah, okay. I'm going to restart the fight so I can spot weakness first. Oh wait, spot weakness is probably still lethal, huh? Yeah, should be. Okay. Alright. I like to imagine that these would have been the Astrolabe cards, because this is like the first card reward. It's not quite how Astrolabe works, because Astrolabe can give rare cards much more likely than a card reward. But if it were these, I'd be a little bit upset. This would not have been a good swap out for my strikes. Way worse than Fusion Hammer. We could take an Iron Wave. Iron Wave is helpful for Corruption decks because sometimes you run out of skills and you're like, Iron Wave, save me. And Iron Wave says no. But I don't think any of these are particularly good enough. We could take Anger, because we do have spot weakness, so after the first couple of shuffles, we should be up to a pretty goodly amount of strength, and then playing 10 Angers a turn seems pretty appealing. However, we have Fusion Hammer, and apparently we're already having trouble spending all of our energy with Fusion Hammer and Happy Flower, and there's pretty much no turn that we can draw that actually spends 5 energy. We have to draw like Heavy Blade Immolate Spot Weakness or something. So I think we skip all these. Alright. Probably going to go Slay Armor this turn. This might be the flex spot too. I think if we like spot weakness, flex spot, Heavy Blade might be lethal. So Heavy Blade does 14 plus strength times 5. 14 minus 48 is 34. So we need our strength times 5 to be 7 to kill one. 4 plus 5 is 9, so that's significantly in excess of 7, so we could kill either one with Heavy Blade. And then block out the other one. Maybe we have better flex pot turns in the future. I mean, we definitely have better flex pot cards in the future, but it is blocking for 11 right now, which I quite like. So I think we're going to do it. Rawr. Disarm Defend blocks out. We can headbutt back the Heavy Blade. I guess I'll play Corruption too. It's a pretty quick fight, so you don't really need to worry about playing my skills multiple times. Yeah. Give my money back, nerd. Next to Pummel. I don't know if we need that much strength scaling. Sword Boomerang is also strength scaling, and it doesn't exhaust. Burning Pact can get you out of trouble. Burning Pact is also quite nice with Corruption. We do shuffle a burn into our deck, and most of the Act 2 elites also shuffle wounds into the deck. So it would be nice to have a way to deal with that, which Burning Pact is. Kinda. With Corruption, Burning Pact is only removes 1 status from the deck. But no, so is Dot Cloud actually related to Docker? I think Dot Cloud pre-exists Docker by many years, as does this shirt. Unfortunately, this is a like PyCon 2002 t-shirt, or like 2010 maybe. It's quite old. But it's cool to see somebody who knows what Dot Cloud is. How's it going, Lars? Oh, did it become Docker? That makes sense. So predate is technically correct, but demonstrates my lack of information on the subject. It's funny because I've used Docker, but I never used .cloud. I always sort of wondered what happened to it whenever I wore this shirt. I was like, there's a lot of like cloud service companies, but I never hear about .cloud anymore. Docker's pretty cool though. I think more strength scaling is probably reasonable. No, Heavy Blade's kind of got us covered. Yeah, I think I'll just hang on to Heavy Blade. We could do Burning Pact. We do have more energy than we can handle sometimes, so I think Burning Pact is pretty reasonable. Spend a little bit of extra energy, thin the deck, get rid of the burn or the wounds. Yeah, okay. We can't use the HP, so I guess I'll take 120 cards. Metallicize is good. Ooh, Inflame Plus. Oh yeah, both the powers are upgraded because we have the egg. We already have quite a bit of strength scaling, so I'm not sure we really need another Inflame. And Metallicize helps us block. It also helps us block even after Corruption has exhausted all of our skills, which is kind of useful. Metallicize always feels like a bit of a waste of a deck slot, though. It's like not powerful enough to like really matter against like the heart. It kind of just like saves you a bunch of chip damage on the way there. We should probably take one of the powers because we get upgraded powers, and that's pretty sweet. And I think we need block more than we need attack right now, so I'll take the Metallicize. Alright, Immolate, Spot Weakness Immolate kills Fungi Beast. But do we want to kill Fungi Beast? That just means we take like 31 damage from Shelled Parasite. It's a lot of damage. We can only block for 5. This is probably the skill pot turn. I guess let's see what's in there. Great, another Spot Weakness. Maybe this is Intimidate. Yeah, I think Intimidate's pretty reasonable. Maybe if we take if we take the Spot Weakness, would Heavy Blade be lethal? With we'd have 6 strength, so it'd be 14 plus 30, so no. We're always going to Intimidate. I guess we could Disarm Defend is the most block, so we could like Disarm Defend Spot Weakness Strike or something. And then I guess we would disarm. Oh, it doesn't matter. They're both weak. So we disarm on the Shelled Parasite. His damage goes down from, let's see, root 21 to root 18. 18 with weak is it's in the 16 to 19 range. So it's 4. So it'd go down to 14. So disarm only saves us 1 health. Which is kind of weak. He does have a multi-attack later, so on later turns it does do more stuff. But Spot Weakness Immolate is so fun. We just take so much damage from that. We have 1 extra energy next turn, but we have no ability to control our draw. Yeah, this is why we picked Metallicize. This hand is just chock full of damage, and like very little block. Okay. Now disarm blocks for maybe a little bit more. No, it blocks us for... it's either 2 or 1, depending on the weak rounding. I guess I'll defend, because it blocks for the most. Okay. We can play all the non-corruption cards, or we can play all the cards. But we can't play them in the order that would be the best, which is Spot Weakness, then Corruption, then all the cards. Because that costs 6. We'd have to play Corruption, Spot Weakness. We're definitely Metallicizing. Unfortunately, this strike does not remove a plated armor by itself, so we only get to remove 4 plated armor this turn. I'm okay losing the Spot Weakness to develop Corruption. Alright, so let's Corruption first. Spot Weakness, Pummel Alert, get rid of the armor, and then do a bunch of damage. You take 18. Yikes. Or 14, I suppose. Alright, finally we can headbutt back that Heavy Blade. And get this fight over with. We definitely do not need Heavy Blade for lethal next turn, but we have it, so This deck has no side quests, so we'll just go in. There's the Searing Blow. It's already upgraded once. That's nice. Second Wind does the thing that I wanted Burning Pact to do, but way better. Intimidate is pretty decent at blocking. This deck really needs to find its footing on defenses, or we need to go hard into strength scaling and just blow people up before they have a chance to kill us. If we do that, though, we need a Reaper for the like strength and attack only plan. We can't win the game without Reaper. If we take second when we like have a lot of exhaust stuff, so maybe we take like a Feel No Pain or something. Feel No Pain would be upgraded already, which would be nice. I'm not sure if that's a good enough reason to grab Second Wind right now, because Second Wind doesn't do a ton in the deck. We do have an Immolate, so we can get rid of the burn. I think we passed on a whatever the 15 block and 2 wounds card is earlier. But I think we took like Heavy Blade with it, so I'm not upset at myself for passing on that. Yeah, I think Second Wind is a pretty reasonable way to say that we're scaling our defenses. Although, is it really? We'd need like an Evolve and a bunch of like other stuff to make that really feel like a way that we're getting a lot of block. We don't have enough draw to really support Intimidate, especially since we have 5 energy sometimes, so I think we just skip here. We could trade Bag of Prep for Lost Relic. Maybe Happy Flower? Maybe we don't need Happy Flower. Let's see, what rare card are we looking for? Let me look at the wiki for a second. Alright, rare Ironclad cards. Okay, so there's a bunch of powers. We don't really want Barricade. We don't want Berserk. We don't want Bludgeon. We don't want Brutality, at least if we don't find Tungsten Rod. We already have Corruption. We don't want a second one. We definitely want Demon Form. Kinda. It's not like a big deal. Double Tap is okay. Exhume is good. Feed would be good. Fiend Fire is good. Second Immolate, I'd probably take it. Impervious would be fantastic. Juggernaut's okay. Limit Break's not really necessary, but okay. Offering's always great. Reaper's amazing. So, okay, so I think the biggest argument, yeah, Reaper. Lars has got it. Reaper's what we want from that. Are we willing to give up Bag of Prep or Happy Flower, though? Happy Flower is pretty good, and so is Bag of Prep. I'm not crazy about giving up either one. Yeah, I think we'll just keep them. No thanks, Noloth. Not this time. Okay, so I think we take the Fire over the question mark. I don't see any reason to take question mark instead. We have to rest, and we are happy to do so. Alright, here he is. The man, the myth, the legend, Book of Stabbing. We can easily block out, so let's do that. We can Burning Pact away at Defend. Defends are not great, and we could draw Strength Scaling, so let's go ahead and go for it. We didn't. So Strike is 15 damage, Immolate is 21 damage, so we could get 6 extra damage to by shoveling a burn. Yeah, the rares do replace non-rares too, right? It's not like you get extra rare card rewards. It's like card rewards that already have a good pick might have a rare instead. So it's not like a strict upgrade, although a lot of the rares are quite good. Like If I found like a Demon Form and a Limit Break and a Reaper, like, we'd be in good shape. Maybe 2 Reapers. Do I take the extra 6 damage? Yeah, I think we need... Well, we need damage, but we're going to get so much... Like, we're going to scale up. So, the 6 damage probably isn't super critical, but I don't want to be, 5 damage off lethal later. So we will do it. Alright, there's the spot weakness. Metallicized Defend does not block out, but it's pretty close, so I'll take it. And we'll save the Pummel for when we have more strength. I think we're playing Corruption here. We're doing Corruption, Spot Weakness, Defend, Heavy Blade, probably. So we get to scale up our strength and block most of the damage. I guess we could have just bash Heavy Bladed there, but I really need to scale up the strength. Make sure those strikes are hitting. I think we're going to defend and Burning Pact away a strike. So let's Burning Pact the strike first and see what we get. There's Pummel, so we've got enough strength now that it's pretty good. So let's do that first. Here's another turn where we're failing to spend 5 energy. We have lethal next turn, so pretty good fight. I don't mind that at all. True Grit says block on it. We're trying to get more block cards. If we do end up finding a Feel No Pain, True Grit's a pretty good card. We didn't take the Second Wind, so our only source of exhausting is Burning Pact and obviously Corruption, but that's not exhausting things that we want to exhaust. That's exhausting things to play them for free. True Grit is unupgraded, so we'd pretty much have to spend an upgrade on it, and we are not getting one soon. I assumed we wanted this late shot, but we actually don't have a ton of money. That might have been a mistake. We do get kind of 2 fires in a row here, so we'll probably use one of them for an upgrade. What are you fighting for? Oh wait, we can't upgrade. We have Fusion Hammer. Okay, I'm not taking an unupgraded True Grit because I have Fusion Hammer, and upgrading it is difficult. Also, it's pretty bad unless you upgrade it, in my opinion. I could take an Iron Wave for extra block, but I'm not that desperate yet. I think this is probably just Immolate double Strike plus. We could just like go ham and go Corruption right now. But why? Like, if we could draw into a spot weakness and then be unable to use it. Yeah, that's bad. Okay. So definitely Immolating and playing both Strike Pluses. I think they're both on the Cultist. He scales up faster than the Chosen. So let's try and get rid of him. Alright, we can headbutt back the Immolate. Although, do we want to? Because Headbutt kills the Cultist by itself. And I think we want to kill the Cultist, and then Metallicize, Disarm, Defend Plus. So what would we Headbutt back instead? I guess a Strike Plus? It's not super inspiring. I guess maybe I should have done a defend, because now I can't block. But I'm already blocking for 4, so it's not a huge deal. Let's go ahead and get our strength going. And hopefully we'll have lethal next turn if we don't draw out a bunch of dazes. We did draw a bunch of dazes. Next turn is almost certainly lethal. Let's see, can it miss? The lowest damage is Ascender's Bane, Defend, Daze, Double Strike, which does miss lethal. Right? Yeah, it only does 20. So I will Spot Weakness to make that hand lethal. It does introduce the possibility of an even lower damage hand of Double Daze, Ascender's Bane, Defend, Strike, but that's pretty low probability. Got him. Here's another unupgraded Trigger. Yeah, we don't want any of these. Ooh, Bottled Tornado, what? Wow, Bottled Tornado with Frozen Egg, but my only options are Corruption or Metallicize. Gross. I guess I'll take the Metallicize. It's better on turn 1 than any other turn. I'd feel so silly taking Sapphire Key over this, though. Fine. Maybe I should have bottled the Corruption just in case we find Dead Branch, because then we're like instantly online. I guess I'll play Metallicize over Bash. Bash Heavy Blade is not a ton of damage, since we have no strength scaling yet. This fight probably takes the Swift Pot at some point, assuming that our RNG goes bad. We're mostly blocked out, and we need to get some strength scaling. This turn's kind of bad, so I'll just spend it on Spot Weakness. Alright, and then this turn's better, but we don't have much block in hand. It's called Evolve. Yeah, Evolve is excellent. We actually don't have a ton of statuses. I'm not sure what you're thinking. Do we just have Immolate? Usually an Evolve deck has like a ton of like Reckless Strikes and the one that makes Dazes and that kind of stuff. I think I am going to use Swift Pot here. We have 2 extra energy. I guess none of these cards block, so maybe this is a bad idea. Disarm is a thing. Kind of blocks for 3. I just don't want to waste the energy. Do we play Pummel? Or Corruption? If we play Corruption, then Burning Pact, Gust, yeah, I think I like Corruption. Disarm is exhausting anyway, so... not quite lethal, but we can Burning Pact for it. I guess I'll Burning Pact the Defend, even though I'm not blocking out, because I just want lethal. It looks like we got it. Yeah, cool. Shrug It Off is great. We need more cards that block on them. Say block, so I think we take Shrug It Off. It's pretty much the ideal card to find right now. What would we mirror if we were to mirror? I have no idea. Which probably means we're not a mirror deck. Okay. Well, this is a lousy card reward. Juicy Bracelet? Yuck. I guess we like Centurion Puzzle card remove? Or Centennial Puzzle, excuse me. And then just get rid of a strike. We still have a bunch of money if we do that. We have, we've only spent 237. I guess we don't have a ton of money. We'd have, what, like 57? Which is exactly enough for a strength potion. Perfect efficiency. Combust Plus is kind of interesting. We need, like, Tungsten Rod for it to be good, but yeah, we don't have anything else in that synergy package, so I don't think we want to get that. Alright, well I guess I'll take the Centennial Puzzle card to remove Strength Thought. It's perfectly efficient, so how could it be wrong? Thanks, Math. Why does it feel like this path has an extra fire when they have the same number of fires? I guess we're taking a question mark over a hallway fight? We could take a hallway fight. We are looking for some stuff, right? Like a Feel No Pain. We're more likely to get it from a hallway fight than a question mark. I guess we're healing for 22, so if we take the fire first, and we are forced to heal, then we're missing out on a little bit of value. If we go to the question mark, it's possible it's a fight and we take damage, and then we get full value out of the fire. Hey, it is a fight, and we are going to take damage. Wow. Unfortunate spot weakness a turn. I kind of like don't even want to draw because I don't want to draw the other spot weakness. So I think we just heavy blade and strike. Tis a fine turn. We could Distilled Chaos here. Most likely we would get, or it's possible we'd get a spot weakness. I'm a little afraid of Distilled Chaos and Headbutt. That kind of puts I could put a Daze back on top of my deck, which is not great. Could also get the Heavy Blade back though. Alright, let's go for it. It's not getting any better. Sorry, what was the other card? It was Ascender's Bane. Okay. Well, that's kind of silly. We didn't get anything good. We could Burning Pact and probably should. They have so many artifact charges that disarm is pretty useless. I think I'll just Burning Pact away the disarm. Wow, really? The last 5 cards has the spot weakness on. Okay. Immolate kills the Sentry. So then we can just defend blocks out. Defend strike. He's hitting for 22 next turn. We can block for quite a bit though. It does appear that we've stumbled ourselves into a deck that can do a reasonable job of blocking, so... although we are frail currently, so this is kind of a bad example turn. He is not attacking next turn. Or wait, no, he goes back to... He just goes back and forth between 11 and 11 times 2 after the first turn, right? Let me look him up really quick. You can't search for baseball because that's not technically his name. Spheric Guardian. Yeah, he alternates between slam and harden every turn. Okay. So if we headbutt back a spot weakness, we will be able to trigger it. But if we headbutt back Heavy Blade, we have lethal, so I guess we should do that instead. Centennial Puzzle. There's Power Through. That's what I was thinking about. Do we have enough block now? We picked a couple of block cards in a row. I think with Power Through, we're feeling quite a bit better about our block. So we'll grab that. We do have to rescue. We actually didn't end up taking any damage, so we missed out on a little bit of value. It's possible we end up taking the key at our next rest site if we get out of this fight alive without taking damage. We'll go ahead and defend the block out and spot weakness. I guess instead of spot weakness, I could have like Immolate headbutted, but I'm pretty happy headbutting back the spot weakness and just using a strike. Yeah, Entrench, great card. Oops, they're not attacking. Heavy Blade, spot weakness was wasted. It looks like we're gonna Ghostly Armor just to save it, and then Heavy Blade strike this turn. We would have had lethal if they'd been attacking, but no. That's 24, so that's lethal. Don't have to tell me twice. I want to draw cards, but I don't want to burn either spot weakness or strike or defend. So I guess I'll just Burning Pact away Corruption. Seems weird, but I don't really need it in this fight, so I think it's okay. I guess I'll develop Disarm and waste 2 mana. Ghostly Armor blocks out, develop a spot weakness, and then I guess draw a card and hope it costs 1. Cool. Fight over. Okay, we did finish the fight at full health, so we are going to get a key. None of these are good enough to go in the deck. Neat. Act 2 key accomplished. Alright, I think he's not attacking, so spot weakness is not good. We'll go ahead and draw a card with Shrug It Off, see what it is. Immolate is a turn too early, unfortunately. He doesn't have any orbs yet. Heavy Blade doesn't do tremendous damage yet, so I don't mind skipping 6 damage to get rid of an artifact charge. I don't know if we're actually going to get through the artifact charges, but it is possible that we do. We're definitely going to do the strength bot in this fight, though, so we're actually skipping 14 damage, which is a bit more. Yeah, I think it's actually pretty unlikely that we get through the artifact charges, so I'm going to Heavy Blade instead. And we're going to save Ghostly Armor. Blocking for 25 on a turn, nobody's attacking. We're never going to be able to disarm him, so we could just disarm for the artifact charge. Power Through blocks out this turn. It is a little bit early to start getting wounds, but it is what it is. I think it's also too early for Corruption. If I headbutt something, the orbs could steal it. And they're going to steal an uncommon, so they're going to grab Spot Weakness or Pummel or Burning Pact. I guess I'll throw in a second Spot Weakness, so there's a chance I still get one next turn. Would really like one, please. And I'll just use up the Disarm. Pummel and Spot Weakness. Well, that's the unupgraded Spot Weakness, so not a huge deal. Burning Pact most likely gets the upgraded one. We have a choice between Ascender's Bane or Defend unupgraded for what to sacrifice to go get it. I'll do the unupgraded Defend. Okay, we did find Spot Weakness, so we can scale up a little bit. And then strike there, and we're already almost blocked out, but we can block a little more. Definitely doing Spot Weakness Power Through on this deck, on this turn. Looks like we're getting our Centennial Puzzle procced as well. I mean, we're just playing all the cards, so no point in talking too much. Well, that's nice. Perfectly efficient there. Are we hoping for more than 48 damage out of Pummel? That's a lot of damage. We could use it to kill this orb, which blocks for 5. It gets us back Centennial Puzzle, but then we can't play it. So I guess we'll just leave him at 2. And then we can take it back sometime later when we can actually play it. I guess I'm taking 5 for the privilege of having on-demand Spot Weakness, which is probably a mistake. And it's not on-demand, it's whenever Mercury Hourglass feels like it, which is right now. Okay, well I'll go ahead and headbutt the Spot Weakness Plus. It's really important we scale up in this fight. That means we can't use Burning Pact or Shrug It Off. So I guess I'll just attack and Ghostly Armor. Make sure that sticks around. Alright, here it is, the big turn, and we have no block. We generated 30 block last turn and had a ton of block cards in hand when nobody's attacking. And now that it's really important, we can't. Okay, well I guess we just have to do our own Hyper Beam. Ours hits harder. We just need to kill him before he hyper beams again, or before he even attacks again. His double attack could easily kill us. We can't kill him this turn, so we're going to play all the defensive cards. So let's go ahead and do that. We are dead. Yeah, we're overkilled by like 2 here. Oh wait, I forgot. We're live. Thanks to Metallicize. I called Metallicize a waste of deck slots earlier, and said that it feels like it only saves you from chip damage in hallway fights, and then it completely saved the run against the Act 2 boss. Completely disrespected for no reason. Way to go, Metallicize. I respect you. Everything you do. Get a Berserk Plus for only 1 vulnerable. We already have so much energy, though. I feel like I don't know what to do with it. And becoming vulnerable is not my favorite thing. So I think we'd probably pass on Berserk Plus. Double tap is quite nice. Double tapping a heavy blade that does 100 damage is something I would like to be able to do. However, double tap is quite a bit better when it's upgraded, and I can't upgrade things, so maybe we pass on that as well. Yeah, I mean, the deck's got a plan, and none of these really help us accomplish that plan, so I think we're skipping them. Alright, we don't really need more energy, but these are all energy relics, of course. So I guess I take the one that has no downside. I mean, Slaver's Collar is strictly better than Skip. So we're never skipping. I don't think we can afford Curse Key or Sozu, because we need potions to... And we don't really need the energy. So yeah, I guess we take Slaver's Collar. Kind of a silly boss relic phase. Donu Deka is the first boss. We want to avoid the early shop. We have to go this way, which looks really tough. 5 hallway fights and then a Mega Elite. Yikes. But I suppose there's nothing to be done about it. Okay, Spot Weakness plus Heavy Blade does 14 plus 15, which is 29 exactly. Thanks, Heavy Blade. I guess we could Burning Pact, but we wouldn't be drawing anything good. We'll go ahead and disarm the Spiker, delay his ramp-up time a little bit, and get that Spot Weakness back. Maybe we keep the Repulsor alive, because he attacks, and then we can Spot Weakness off of him. Maybe we defend and strike the Spiker, because it's only 1 damage right now. Spikers are such a problem. Okay, I'll take 1 damage to do 9 to the Spiker. Oh, Centennial Puzzle. Okay, well I didn't want Immolate anyway. I did want Spot Weakness, but... You know what, I could just let Mercury Hourglass kill him. So there is a Spot Weakness coming up, so I will wait for Repulsor. We're at 13 armor though, so I might as well do some damage. Apparently, the Repulsor is never going to attack. We could block for 6 with Block Pot. We've got enough strength now, we don't need Repulsor anymore. We could just kill him, but it would be at the cost of, like, 39 health. So I think I'll pass. I guess let's shrug it off, see what we get. Power Through Strike gives us 4 turns earlier Mercury Hourglass lethal, so I'm into it. Okay, let's block out and end the turn. We got him. Pommel Strike Plus certainly helps me spend my energy. Might be a little bit too much, but I don't mind it. This guy. I guess let's shrug it off first. Let's see what we get. Alright, Metallicize blocks out, and then we're on Strike plus Headbutt plan, I think. I'll probably Headbutt back to shrug it off. Let's shrug it off, see what we get. Well, I don't want to go too slow, so let's crank up the heat a little bit. This is a fight that can definitely punish you for waiting too long. Disarm is pretty useless in it too, he's too fast. We could bash and then Pommel Strike and then draw a strike. Is that lethal? So it's 12, so he'd be at 32 plus 14 plus 7 is 21, so he'd be at 11. So strike would definitely be lethal. It's a 40% though. It's not guaranteed. But like, what else am I gonna do? I would just like defend or something. So let's go for it. Didn't get it, but we did get ethereal armor, so that's nice. Taking 13. Not terrible, but pretty bad considering we have to fight a Mega Elite after like several more hallway fights. And we don't have any Reaper or anything. Let's shrug it off. Okay. They're all buffing. I'll hit the highest health one. Okay, no multi-attacks, that's nice. I think we need to develop spot weakness, and we don't have any block, so that's unfortunate. Can we knock that one down? So Headbutt plus Pummel is 32 damage, so no. I think I'll do it anyway, just to get him close to being knocked down, and prep some block for next turn. I think this is the block pot too. Let's see, we're still taking a bunch of damage, so maybe we just Distilled Chaos too. We did just put Shrug It Off on top, so we're guaranteed to get a hit on that. If we get Spot Weakness, it hits too. Pommel Strike's pretty good. It's pretty weird if we like get Corruption. Immolate's great, yeah, okay. Not a lot of bad options. We almost got Corruption. So we're taking some damage here, like 7 or something. 6. Now he's at 3 health, so we can't do anything super interesting. We can Spot Weakness, Immolate, Ghostly Armor. Or, let's see. Immolate's already killing him. Can we bash one of the other ones? Bash Immolate. Does 11 plus 24 plus 12. 24 plus 12 is 36. 47. Yeah, that's exactly lethal on the front one. So if we bash Immolate, that blocks for 14, which is more than Ghostly Armor blocks for. But it's less than Ghostly Armor plus Defend blocks for. Maybe we just Pommel Strike, Disarm, Ghostly Armor Defend, get the max block. Ghostly Armor Defend actually blocks out. Yeah, with Metallicize blocks out perfectly. So we don't have to disarm. So we could just Immolate and do those two and get in a bunch of chip. We're missing out on strength, but we don't super need strength right now. Cool. Good fight. I don't think I'm in for a second Pommel Strike Plus. I was okay with one, but that's a lot of draw now. We have kind of an expensive deck, so I'm out. I was worried for a second one of those might explode, but Immolate pretty much guarantees they don't. So we could Spot Weakness Immolate to do 24 to all of them, leaving him at 8 and him at 5, and kill both with strikes. Okay. We could almost kill the Spirit Guardian here. We could do 11 damage to him, but we would take 22 back, so that doesn't seem right. Okay, Shrug first. We did not develop Metallicize, so we need to play another Defend. And we got a little bit of strength going, so let's go ahead and pummel. I always forget that he frails you. So we're going to draw here with Centennial Puzzle. So if we headbutt, we will get the thing this turn. Although we'll get to keep it for next turn. So we're going to go to Spot Weakness, Headbutt, Spot Weakness? Or Spot Weakness, Headbutt, and then block as much as we can. Actually, Bash plus Headbutt is 30 plus damage to each set of lethal. Okay. Yeah, Wild Strike, that's what I was talking about. Shuffling wounds into your deck. But we never picked a big way to get rid of them. Alright, one more fight before the Mega Elite. Transient's not too bad. I guess let's Pommel Strike and look for strength. Nope. Metallicize is not great in the fight. It's much more efficient to attack, which is good because that's something this deck is good at. So Ghostly Armor is also not that great, although it is better than Headbutt apparently. I will Headbutt the Pummel back. I think I'm likely to want to Pummel next turn. Or not Pummel, but Pommel Strike. But I guess we're blocking out, so I might as well just strike and develop Metallicize. Ghostly Armor. I guess I could have disarmed him instead of Metallicize. The Metallicize blocks this turn. Alright, I think we're going to start with Bash Pommel Strike. It's actually not great if we draw a Spot Weakness, so maybe we don't do it. Maybe we just Bash Double Strike. I think that's not enough damage though. So I guess we could just start with Pommel Strike. To give ourselves a chance to Spot Weakness this turn. So then we do like Pommel Strike, Spot Weakness, Double Strike. If we assume it's the big Spot Weakness, then we get Pommel for 10, Strike for 13, Other Strike for 10. So that's 33, so we'd still take 14 damage, or 10 damage because of the armor. And there are several weaker options for cards I could draw. Bash adds 5 damage to Pommel Strike. So it would be 8 plus 15 is 23, plus potentially, this is 13. 23 plus 13 is 36. So we'd be taking 7 damage with the armor. Yeah, there's just no great option here. But I guess I'll Bash first. Those vulnerable charges seem pretty likely to be good. Okay, it was a reasonable decision. Okay, so this turn we could Spot Weakness, Heavy Blade, which presumably makes him stop attacking us. Heavy Blade would do, we'd have 7 strength, so it would do 14 plus 35, is 49, and then also with vulnerable. Yeah, okay. Alright, we got all our strength late, which caused us to take a little bit of damage, but we should be okay from here. Let's Burning Pact the defend. Let's see what we draw. So it looks like the turn is spot weakness, pummel, strike, and then I guess Ghost Lair to keep it. Probably doesn't matter, we're never going to shuffle again, but whatever. We've only got Headbutt and Strike for this turn. I'll go ahead and develop Corruption as well. And put Burning Pact on top. I thought this deck would be pretty good against Transient, but we, I don't know, I guess we're too reliant on Heavy Blade, is I guess the problem. I don't know, we did 600 damage, or like 300 damage to him, so I think that's supposed to be enough, we just didn't get the sequence right. Okay, so this is our last card reward for the 2 Act 3 elites in a row. Intimidate's okay against Reptomancer. It's also good against Giant Head, kinda. Giant Head's a bit of a problem for the deck too, because we don't have... it's hard to strength scale against him. He doesn't have many weaknesses that we can spot. But I don't think Intimidate is really how we beat him. Intimidate just gets an extra slow charge, basically. So I think we probably skip these. Here we go. Okay, it's Reptomancer. We pretty much need everything right away. So I guess let's shrug it off first. And then we're going to start drinking potions, probably. What's in here? There's Evolve. Previously mentioned card. We don't have anything that combos with Rupture. I guess we take an Evolve. Yikes. She does shuffle Wounds, technically. Or the daggers do. So Evolve could theoretically help us draw into Strength Scaling, which we need ASAP. But Juggernaut helps us do extra damage. If we Juggernaut, we might be able to kill one of the daggers. I'm actually going to restart the fight so that I can... I think it was correct to do the Power Potion first, because if I take Juggernaut, then I want to be able to shrug it off with Juggernaut up. So I think I'll do that. Okay. You've been chosen. So let's kill this one. Develop Metallicize, which is going to interact well with Juggernaut. And do as much damage as we can to the other one. He's going to heal up, but... Alright, we need to develop Disarm. We need to power through or else we're dying this turn, or soon. And then we probably need to Pommel Strike to kill him. Is there room in here for Spot Weakness? I guess Pommel Strike kills him with or without the strength from Spot Weakness, so let's do it. We've got a bigger Spot Weakness. I think we're always Disarming and always powering through. And then I guess I just want to use both Spot Weaknesses. Wait, do I die if I do this? Is there any way to avoid dying here? They're taking 26 from her plus 18. 26 plus 18 is 44. We're currently blocked enough that we don't die. But it's not going to be really comfortable. We do probably have Immolate next turn. I think we can just rely on getting Immolate next turn. But if we Burning Pact, then we could potentially throw it away. Headbutt can't kill a dagger. So I think we just double spot weakness and eat a bunch of damage. She does apply some status effect. I think it's just weak, but I'll still artifact pot it. Oh, we didn't. Oh, we did get it. Okay, we got Immolate. It's quite necessary. We can only block for 13, and she is attacking for 31. And there's nothing that we can do that draws a card. So I think my best chance is to kill her. So let's just do max damage, I guess. And maybe it's enough. It's always bash first. And we're always going to include Pummel. 16 plus 13 is 29, which is slightly more than Immolate. I guess I'll just Immolate anyway, because it's clearly not enough. Okay. Alright, let's start a silent run. You know what, actually, I'm gonna... I should start changing, stopping and starting the recording per run so that I can upload these to YouTube with better subject lines than a bunch of Slay the Spire runs. I'm going to go start some tea while we think about these. Random common relic, transform 2 cards, choose a colorless card, or obtain a boss relic. If you have opinions, post them in the comments. I think I'm probably leaning towards random common relic.